Hospitals in Kyiv evacuated over fears of Russian strikes. Officials in Ukraine's capital announced the evacuation of 2 hospitals, including a children's hospital, that they fear could be targeted by Russian strikes. Kyiv city administration said on Friday that a video is being widely circulated online, de facto announcing an enemy attack on these medical facilities. It referred to comments made by the head of the KGB in Moscow allied Belarus, who said on national TV that the buildings hosted military personnel hiding behind sick children, suggesting Russia could regard the facilities a legitimate military target. The city of Kyiv called the claim an absolute lie. Ukraine's agriculture minister has been detained after being named as a formal suspect in a multi-million-dollar corruption inquiry. Mykola Solzhenitsyn is facing allegations that he took part in illegally seizing state-owned land worth more than $7 million when he was head of a major farming company and a member of parliament. He was released on bail. Solzhenitsyn denies the allegations and offered his resignation this week, promising to cooperate with the investigation. Slavyansk oil refinery in Russia's Krasnodar region was damaged in a Ukraine drone attack, local authorities said on Saturday, causing a fire to break out. There were a total of 9 attacks on the tank farm and distillation column, Roman Syniagovsky, head of the Slavyansk administrative district, said on Telegram. Russia intercepted 68 Ukrainian drones overnight from Friday to Saturday in its southern Krasnodar region and over annexed Crimea, the defense ministry said. It said 66 of the drones were shot down over Krasnodar and the other 2 over the Crimean Peninsula, which Moscow annexed in 2014. Ukraine's air defense shot down 21 of 34 Russian missiles fired in an overnight attack, the commander of the Ukrainian Air Force said on Saturday. Mykola Olszczuk said Ukrainian fighter planes, air defense missile units, mobile fire groups and means of radio-electronic warfare were involved in repelling the Russian missile strikes. Russian air attacks hit an industrial facility and a residential building in northeastern Ukraine on Friday, killing 2 people and wounding at least 7, local officials said. 3 children and a woman were hurt when guided bombs hit central Durachi, a town in the Kharkiv region, the governor, Ola Syniehubov, said on Telegram. 2 bombs struck an industrial facility in the Sumy region, regional authorities said. In a separate artillery strike on the Sumy region, 2 people were killed and 3 injured, the national police said. The U.S. Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin, announced $6 billion in new military aid for Ukraine as Washington rushes to fill gaps left by months of limited American assistance. The package is the second this week, following another valued at $1 billion that was announced just after the U.S. President, Joe Biden, signed a much-delayed bill to provide new funding for Ukraine as it struggles to hold back Russian advances. Ukraine has said Moscow is ramping up attacks on railways in a bid to disrupt military supplies ahead of a fresh Russian offensive, while Kyiv waits for new U.S. weapon deliveries. Kyiv fears Russia is seeking to press its advantage on the battlefield ahead of symbolic May 9 Victory Day celebrations, as both sides continue to launch deadly cross-border strikes. A 20-year-old British man has been charged with masterminding an arson plot against a Ukrainian-linked target in London for Russia, and Moscow's ambassador was summoned by the government, authorities said on Friday. Dylan Earle, from Elmisthorpe in Leicestershire, was charged under the National Security Act 2023, the first case to involve alleged offences under the new legislation. Jake Reeves, 22, from Croydon, has also been charged under the Act after a fire at a warehouse in East London in March. The British Defence Secretary, Grant Shapps, said the allegations of Russian malign activity in the UK are deeply concerning. The first reparation payments are to be made in the next few weeks to survivors of wartime rape by Russian soldiers during the invasion of Ukraine, in a move that Ukraine's First Lady, Olena Zelenska, called an important step towards restoring justice. Up to 500 Ukrainian survivors of conflict-related sexual violence are being identified and awarded with interim reparations this year, including financial, medical and psychological support. France is working with Germany to convince their European partners to provide more air defense capacities to Kyiv, the French defense minister, Sébastien Lecornu, has said.